This is what I see. No, this is what I see. Because see, whenever I have this up, I can't see any of you because it's not live yet. It's not. My screen is the host screen, so what I see is what's live.
He was asking what time.
Oh, right now. Yeah, if you can hear me right now, man. Oh. Oh, it's over here. Go. Shoot, I forgot. Um, Or if you can hear me, Colt or Kyle, try a YouTube now. It should be live on YouTube. Maybe? I can't hear you. How about now? Is it live? You see it? It should be live on YouTube. You see it, Colt? Thumbs up? I don't. Okay. And it's live on Facebook, you say, Kyle? Thumbs up? Okay. Everybody can hear everybody? Nick is shared. There you go, Nick. It'd been better if you were on it tonight, but yeah, you know. Yeah? All systems go. We're working. Had some technical difficulties here before we started, so it is what it is. First podcast, so you know how it goes. But yeah, where are you at right now, Kyle? Orlando Speedway. Yeah, there you go. I knew it was a little bit of trouble trying to get you on and trying to find a spot. I didn't know that was even going on this week. Like, well, it's next week actually, right? But you're testing all this week, and yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what it's about. I know when we go to like, shoot, when we go to any of our events, we try to go, what, 2, 3 days in advance and get some test days in. I mean, that's the way you do it. If you're not doing that, you better be really on your ball, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I forgot that that was actually this week. It's sick week? Yeah, sick week. I didn't know. When is drag week? September. And you have how many drag drives is there in a year? I know there's a lot, like actually. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you can run like a whole season on it. Really? Yeah. Really? See, the one I was only aware of was like you had your drag week, you had your sick week, and then there's the Rocky Mountain, and then I mean those are the three major ones, right? And then sick week's pretty recent, like within what the last. Right. Yeah, well that's Bailey's like OG, you know, and then that's his deal. So yeah, yeah. No, I've noticed that that's like with the way the drag racing industry is going, there's a huge swing that way. And it used to not be like that because I mean, not like you guys used to be like the redhead stepchild a little bit. It was like, oh, they had three events, and you had guys that built straight on pro mods to go run three events, and then they were worthless, you know, other than that. And it's just like now it's a whole thing where you have a full schedule. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like they're doing something with NHRA. I thought, like they have their own class or something. They were trying. Yeah, right. Yeah, it'd be cool if NHRA brought that in because I think that's easy for people to digest. You know, it's not a top fuel dragster that's like, ooh, and then it's over. You know, that's stuff that can actually roll in through the gates and people go, hey, check that out. Next thing it's on the track. I've never actually been to Dragon Drive, so like I've never actually been to Dragon Drive, so like to go to one, it's probably the pits probably feel empty compared to what we go to. Yeah, yeah, you're just like you roll in, it's like, man, this ain't gonna be a good event. No one's here, you know. It's like, oh wait, they're here. They're just driving their cars here. Yeah. I know when you go to like an event that we go to, no matter if it's radial or some of that no prep stuff that we run, it's like you roll in, it's semis and it's the whole deal, and it's like, oh my god, it's almost like an NHRA event. And it's just like, if you don't have a stacker anymore, you're not a big baller, you know. Drag drive guys with stackers over here. Oh, oh man. Well, I guess. Yeah, she we didn't. We don't got a stacker. That's about where we're at. It's just we have a little longer trailer, and it's got some headroom though, because it was a stock car trailer. It's not a stacker yet. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, I guess I could like formally introduce you. I haven't really introduced you, but today we have, huh? Today we have Kyle Morris on. He is a big time drag and drive guy. You guys may know him through his dad, who's a big engine builder. Kyle's kind of their right hand man, guy behind the scenes to make it all happen and work. You probably see him on their YouTube channel. Uh, so we got him on today to kind of give us some intel on the drag and drive scene and all they've kind of done through their shop. So without further ado, we actually have Kyle Morris himself here. There we go. If you didn't catch on the first half of the podcast, he, obviously is pretty in depth in the drag and drive stuff. So that's something I'm not big into, or I'm not around a lot. I'd like to one day try it and, do it for sure, but I just never fell to that side of the drag racing world. So to get some further knowledge on it, we'll pick his brain on it. So yeah. Well, I know we were talking about some drag and drive stuff, and Sick Week. Do you have like any goals or plans that you're trying to shoot for with this one, or is it just win? Yeah, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen some pictures and stuff, and you seem like some, yeah, following this brand, man. That orange. Yeah, I kind of like the black though. I like the black. Yeah, yeah. I like that's how I remembered that car. How old is that car? That old car's been around for really. Yeah, right. Getting told I don't. Yeah, getting told I don't have. Oh no, we have technical difficulties right now. I'm getting told that Kyle doesn't have sound. I'm trying to figure this out. You guys go ahead. Yeah, that's what matters though. Man, I don't know. This is some of the first time blues of trying to run a podcast here, so it's the stream life. You should just be smarter to do it all on camera and sit around a futon couch. Can't do that when you're all the way in Florida, man. We're in Missouri. We're freezing our tails off right now. Laptops. Oh yeah, we're cruising on laptops right now. No crazy gaming computer. Oh, I mean, I guess they are gaming computers, but gaming laptops. I don't know why. Alright, see if that works. Maybe there's some. Let's see if that fixes it. I got a guy on the inside who's telling me. AKA my dad.
You know a guy?
Yeah, I know a guy. He
knows a guy.
The six viewers we got. We're cruising along right now. This is good. We're gaining viewers. He's saying no one has audio.
Does your dad have the volume up on his phone?
Yeah, turn the volume up.
Turn the volume up, Dad. I'm turning it up on my phone so you can see if I can hear myself or not.
He says Colt's working now.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear myself fine on my phone on the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard you in the video.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right, back to the racing.
We're good now. We're full steam.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
There we go. It's literally like it's no sound on Kyle. Kyle, sound not working. Colt, no sound. Now working. Kyle.
No sound. Go. We gotta get your crap together, guys. Come on.
Oh my goodness, man!
We're
I've been
working
stressing
on it.
over this whole thing for about what? It's been a week or something. I've been working on this, Colt.
Yeah.
Every bit of a week, he's been stressing out over if this is going to work or not.
I'm like,
Yeah, I
sitting
think that's
here-
when you first asked me. It was about a week ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was working on it there a couple days before I even asked you. I was like sending you stuff. Nick is telling you to smile, man.
I can. I have that. What's it called? RBF.
RBF.
RBF. I'm a victim of RBF.
I think that's just a drag racer thing, especially when you get to
It's
the
a drag-
track. You just kind of mad dog everybody, and it's like, I'm a nice guy, you know.
Yeah. Listen, Nick. I gotta lock in. All right. I'm locked in.
He's about to start racing, man. He's starting before all of us.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Shit.
Oh, man. What are we getting now? He's like, all good, man. You sound good now.
All right. Cool.
There we go. We're probably a little laggy too, so I don't know what I did or what I fixed, but I did something. Oh, I think it was my desktop audio. Man, this whole streaming stuff, like, I'm a techie guy. I'm not like Colton. Colton's a pretty techie guy, and he probably should be doing
Gotcha.
But, dude, I'm like, this is a whole nother
This stuff's a whole nother level.
Yeah. Like, I got a whole nother sense of respect for streamers now. Because, like, dude, I don't see how... I mean, I guess if you sit there behind a laptop, like, and just learn it, and that's kind of what I've been doing, but it's, like, it's a lot to just jump in and try to chew on and swallow. And, like, when I was telling... I thought I had it, and I figured it out, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. Hey, Kyle, you want to do an episode tomorrow? And I'm like, start YouTubing and just doing some more to make it better. And I'm like, oh God, there's more to it than I thought. Hey, let's postpone this a little, you know?
Yeah. The stars kind of got to align to
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was
everything to work.
definitely- It veered for sure. But, yeah. What are we saying? Yeah. So we talked about drag and drive stuff. What you got kind of coming up and what you're trying to shoot for. We're planning on doing this is the pre-sick week, and we want to try and do a post-sick week if you're still down for that. Kind of recap
absolutely,
what
man.
happened. See how much stuff you guys.
See what went well.
Yeah. Hopefully stuff goes well. You never know, though. We could be out like tomorrow. You never know.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine that. That's how that drag and drive stuff goes. Is like your weekend's over on the first day, maybe. Like
Mm-hmm.
I guess that could happen. You don't qualify or something like that with what you do with our stuff, but to just drive all that way and be like, oh, our oil pump's broke. How did that happen?
Yeah, yeah,
I drove it there.
exactly.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
It's either that or changing push rods in the hotel parking lot.
Oh God.
yeah, yeah. That's a frequent occurrence. But man, I'll tell you what. When it comes to like breaking down on drag and drive stuff, like ideally, like you want to break down on the first day or the last day,
Yeah.
because that's the day when you don't have to arrange a ride home.
Oh yeah.
Because trying to get a tow truck or a flatbed, like a rollback that will go low enough to get most of these cars on, is a nightmare. And trying to drive, oh man, if you break down like on day 3 or whatever, when you're the furthest away from the home track,
Yeah.
oh man, that
Oof.
sucks.
Like how many miles out are you on your third day?
Oh shoot, probably. Well, it depends on the event, but like drag week, you'd be like 400 or 500 miles out.
Oh my God. That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Where all you go
You
on
put
drag
you put
week?
1,000 miles on drag week.
Where are all the stops in drag week? What towns you go to?
This year, I don't know. I know that US 131 like had a little teaser, like they accidentally leaked that they were gonna have drag week at 131 this year. So there's a good possibility that it will be in the Great Lakes region this coming September.
That'd be good for you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's 131's my home track. That's
Yeah.
less than an hour from us.
Yeah, that's not Florida.
Yeah, not Florida.
But that's like your.
If we break down there, it's like, oh, no big deal.
Yeah. So would you say drag week, sick week? Like which one of them's like your lights out Super Bowl?
Drag week is still the OG big one.
Right.
So drag week is for all the marbles kind of deal. I mean, sick week is probably second to that.
Really? Yeah. You say you get a good car count at sick week, so that's why I didn't know.
Yeah.
What about what's
Well,
going
sick
on
week
with,
I think
Go ahead.
sick week is a lot more fun than drag week in my opinion. I think Tom's got a lot of stuff figured out that some other promoters don't have figured out as far as scheduling, the stops, mileage. So one thing that Tom kind of has been pushing for recently, and it wasn't really this way on the first sick week, but he on his events he tries to keep the mileage to a little bit less.
Yeah.
So that we can have more time to do the stops and enjoy things.
Yeah, that's what I've.
So it ends up being a little bit more fun.
That's what I've noticed comparing sick week and drag week is drag week. You're in your car and you're gonna be driving. You're road tripping your car. It better hold up. Sick week,
It's
you do that, but like he makes it more enjoyable and fun because like you guys stop at cool places. Like I'll see it all over social media that it's like, oh, we stopped at I don't know Grand Canyon today. It's like what on drag week.
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't, it's crazy. I think we may my brother he's got a car that he may try to do that. My dad wants to do it with like just a little street car ZL1 that they'd want to do it with. So I think maybe they'll try that someday. My car be a little hard to do that in. I don't think.
I don't think you can do that really with your setup and everything.
I mean, Nick and we talked about all doing it. He wants to do one in his car, so I think that's.
Oh, dude, Nick would be perfect for his car, man, because his is already set up as a full street car. Like he street drives his car like often.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get videos. He's like, did a burnout. What?
Yeah, I'm sure the police are looking for that guy.
Oh, yeah. It's a good thing it's a black car and he only does it at night because then he just like lights off and just disappears. Just Batman style.
Yeah.
Surprised he's not. What's he saying? He ain't commenting on that. He's probably laughing his way down.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, drag week seems like it'd be something definitely fun to do. And we'll definitely catch up with you kind of afterwards. I don't know if you want to talk about what's going on right now. But
yeah, so we can go over that real quick.
Okay.
I mean, so right now my dad had just this is only a couple hours ago now. So my dad let me make my very first pass in his car, right, which is super exciting.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that's big.
I laid down like a pretty decent pass. I don't have the time slip on me, so I can't show you like the 330. I can't even. He didn't even tell me what that was, but I was out of it, before the 8th, and it coasted to like a 7.0 at like 100 miles an hour or something like that. I don't even know. But what ended up happening was I let out early. I didn't make a full pass because I looked down because I'm getting sprayed with transmission fluid.
Oh.
No.
Look down and the pan is full of trans fluid. So okay, well, every time it does that, it's because it's burned up the transmission.
Yeah.
So get to the big end, roll around, throw the chutes in the back, and then I go to crank it over to see if it's in a good enough condition where I can drive it back or not. And I go to roll it over and it goes rrr, 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 like really heavy. And that's when I knew someone was wrong. So I had him come pull me back. I look at the lines and everything. The lines seem fine. There's just fluid everywhere. So I'm like, okay, screw it. Don't even bother checking. Just pull the trans out. We got the spare M&M trans in the trailer. Let's throw that in there.
Right.
And we get to do that. I get the transmission out. I'm like, okay, now the trans is out. Let's go ahead and start the engine, make sure the engine's okay.
Right.
Go to start the engine. It does the same thing. Just ruh, 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 ruh. So I'm like, okay, that is not good.
Yeah.
And so my dad is okay. Let's get the hood off immediately. First thing, looks down there, dude. The oil pump belt's off of it. So now we're trying to figure out, like, dude, when did we lose this oil pump? And he's going back looking at data logs, and he's like, oh yeah, the pass before I let you drive it, on the drive back around the big end when I was driving it back to the pits, the oil pressure dropped to 0. So it had lost oil pressure at some point, or the belt came off at the big end of the track. He drove it all the way back to the pits. I drove it from the pits to the water box, did the burnout, did the full pass with no oil pressure.
Oh my goodness.
And I tell you what, man, he's out there working on it right now. And I was out there to watch him pull a couple of rod bearings. Yeah. And the rod bearings, I mean, obviously they're toast. Yeah. But none of them spun. The crankshaft looks really good. So he's out there pulling the main caps off of it right now as we speak. And if the main bearings are good, dude, we're going to put bearings in this thing like right now. And we're going to send it for tomorrow.
Gee, that's way
so, Lord willing, we can persevere here.
Let her rip.
Let her rip, tater chip, yeah.
God, that's a crazy first pass in that caliber of car.
Yeah, I know, right? That's cool. So I haven't even made it past my own car since June, dude.
Yeah, I know that's been a second. You've had that thing apart though, and back together and apart, and trying to make it better and stuff. So
yep.
It's been a second since you just made it past period, let alone to step up in a caliber like that. Like, is that the first time you've drove anything of that caliber? Because it's not like that wagon's no joke.
Yeah, no, it's a full pro mod with it's just really heavy pro mod is all it is.
Wow.
But it felt really good, man. I'm looking forward to getting back into it once it's fixed.
Oh yeah. Like we were talking kind of before we started the stream and stuff, and how you, because I was asking him, I said, do you get nervous and stuff like when you hop in? And Kyle's like, nah, man, you lock in and you do your thing and you go down. He's like, I was more nervous afterwards because I thought I broke something. Man, I've been down that road where it's like, Dad ain't gonna be happy.
I was more nervous about it breaking than I was about the pass. Like, I knew the pass was gonna be alright. Like, I just have to do my job that I know exactly what I need to do because I practiced it in the pits before I went up there. So like, there's a sequence of things that you have to do.
Yep.
As far as like staging, bumping in, and as long as you do that, like it's ultimately up to the car whether it's gonna go good or not. So
yeah,
exactly.
That's kind of I guess it's. Our dads and all the OG guys, they'll be like, oh, you guys have it so easy now because you don't have the clutch and all that stuff, which I'd love to drive that. I think that'd be a blast. Like that, I've told everybody around me, like, that's my goal. Like, I want to drive one of those one day, but they're like,
drive a clutch.
Cars are so easy now, and it's like, well, you're not wrong. I mean, it's stupid hard to mess up these days. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not easy to drive the cars that we drive. Like, it's very, very hard still. Not a lot of people can do it, but it's definitely easier than it used to be. And like to hop in and to just make sure you go through your sequence, that's all you really need to do. And like you can be really competitive if you just get your sequence down. You don't have a sequence, those are those guys you see over there like not having their stuff together, flopping around. Man, the car, I don't know, and they're freaking out. It's like, the car's hot, man. I'm done with my burnout already. Like, get your stuff together, But yeah, that's good. You got like the sequence down and stuff, so that chops like nerves in half, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And like, if you can, and the sequence, like, really, it's not all that different from my car. The only difference is it's got 3,000 more horsepower.
Yeah,
is the difference.
Yeah.
So
yeah, was it compared to your car? Your car is just on like a radial, right? Like small tire.
yeah, my car's on a 275.
Yeah.
So
Give us a rundown of your car.
Yeah.
yeah, so 1996 Mustang. Twin turbo, small block Ford, 347 cubic inches. It's got bullseye power, 75 millimeter turbos, Rosler Turbo 400, Moser 9-inch. Yeah, on a 275 radial. And I have it set up so that I can do. It's pretty utilitarian. So I have it set up so that we can do some radio racing, drag and drive, and then I can set it up to do no prep if I want to. So I just put the 2810.5 Hoosier on the back, you know, bringing some bars around.
But that's it there.
Yeah,
you keep going. I'm just showing the people.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I didn't know what you're doing,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the rundown on that car. I haven't put that many passes on it because doing this kind of sport is very expensive, and I'm all self-funded. Like I have to do all this from my day job, and it even with the help of some sponsors, it's crazy expensive to do this kind of stuff.
It is.
So that's my reasoning why I haven't really been out as much as I wanted to be.
It is insanely stupid to run anything competitive these days. It seems like, you know, like, I mean, you can have your street car, but then again, you're dumping a lot of money to just be competitive in some street racing these days. It seems like, you know, like.
Yep.
I mean, Nick's car is nice, you know, and he's self-funded too, and he's got some money in his car, you know.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy. But going from your car that's on like a 275 radial to where's your dad's car have? Like a 32, 34?
It's 36.
36. So okay, yeah.
Yeah, 36 inch tire. Yeah. So that's a big tire, man, and
different in the burnout, right?
Driving that. Yeah, it is. It moves around a lot more. You can feel it. Like when you come up in the burnout, you can feel the tire hike up a little bit, and like you can kind of feel like with your butt, like you can feel the car kind of move up a little bit when you're in the burnout, and then like as it's going down track, like you can. The feeling is really more there on a big tire. It feels like than a radial.
Yeah, I think guys that go from big tires to radials, it's like they just kind of are point and shoot. It's like a rifle. And then you go jump to a big tire car, and that thing's like trying to shoot a shotgun. You know, it's just blasting you around all over. You know, there's no real control to it. It's just point and shoot.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and I will say though, like if you on a big tire car, speaking from what I know, right? But that's all I can speak on is what I know. Is if you have the car set up right, it's no different driving that car versus a radial car. Like you can feel it move, you can feel the tire, what the tire is doing, but like it's not much different than driving a radial car.
Yeah, I know it gets like. So I've drove my brother's car, Colton. I've drove his green car, which is on 36s, and I drive. So like I'm radial coming from radial racing to like his car, which is big tire, and they're not the same in power, but it's almost skill level wise. You have to have just as much skill to drive this big tire car because they'll go out there and it like starts sashaying and like China walking through there, and you're just like woo, like that in the radial world. You're out the gas. You're like, man, something's wrong. I broke a 4-link. The rear is about to fall out the car. Yeah. You're done.
Big tire, you stay in that.
Oh my! That I actually thought in my head, if it wasn't, I'm used to going faster. So if it wasn't so slow and I can comprehend, like, okay, what's going on, I'd probably let out. I'd been like, something broke. It's wrong. I don't know it no more.
Yep.
But now, like when I hop in his car, it's like, okay, it's gonna dance. And down track, it gets a little better, because the tire starts to get round.
Yeah, you got some speed going. Yeah, it's shaped up.
But low, the thing's squatting and it's just dancing and it's just pushing that big balloon in the ground and trying to go. So I couldn't imagine with your dad's car because it's doing that all faster.
Yep. And I forget who told me this. It was somebody really smart. blanking on their name, but like they told me that's the real difference between a radial and a slick tire car is like you're trying to move the tire around the car versus the car around the tire.
Yep.
And you can definitely tell that, especially with a heavy car. Like if you're moving a lot of weight, like my dad's car, you can definitely tell when it's moving. It's moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, like, with the big tire stuff, you can kind of let the tire absorb a lot of, like, the air and tuning, you know? Like, you definitely, it takes a lot of tuning skill to get a big tire to go fast, to go, you know, and not tire shake. But when it comes to the radial stuff, oh my goodness. Like, to get it to just go, like, you know, it's either go or no go, you know? And
That's absolutely right.
If it doesn't strike the tire at the line, you go down the track and it strikes the tire somewhere down there, that's where, like, the driver butt pucker moment comes in where it's like, woo! I've been
hold on.
very close to the hole and that. It snapped loose on me there, so I couldn't, you know, tire shake's one thing. You kind of, like, it hurts and you kind of get out of it, but, like, I couldn't imagine your dad's car. You get some tire shake, you're going out there. And once you probably, like, get a good lick, oh, man, it's going to be hard to go back to your blue car. It's already going to be. You know?
It's already going to be ruined for me, and I'm going to have to drop like another $150K on my car so I can have some exit or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to. I'm trying to convince Nick to this. I'm like, don't cut your car up. Don't cut it up. He's like, oh man, this thing needs to go like fast. It needs to be like 3-second car. I'm like, go and find another car and do that to it. Don't cut this one up. You know, this is not the car to cut up.
Yeah, it's you built the car to be a street car. Let it be a street car. 2, you're gonna have twice as much money into it trying to build that car into a tube chassis car versus if you just bought a tube chassis car, it's already done.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's like you spend money on the car to make it what it is, and then you go backwards to make it forwards. You know, just like, man, you're just wasting. Keep that one, start another project, and you're gonna go just as fast and have 2 cars to play with at that point instead of, you know, one that you have to like worry about, you know. But
yeah, exactly.
Luckily that's kind of what we did with. We found my car and we went and built it up, and it is what it is now. So it's not like we went and took.
Oh, did you build your car from? Did you build your car from stock or like what?
So it was like it was kind of back halved, and then from there is where we took it. We took the front end off, and then we went full tube chassis with that, and we kind of built it into what it is now. We had to cut a lot out because it was an original ladder spark car. Like, it was like it was gonna be street car, you know. It was gonna be probably like a 235 car, you know. And then we were like, well, let's go X235, and then it morphed into let's go X275, limited drag radial. It was a limited drag radial car is eventually where it was gonna go, but then it was like, oh, now it's a Pro 275 car that's outdated, but it's what it is now. You know? Yeah, I think it'd be fun to come and do some of that drag and drive stuff. So maybe one day when the car's like officially out to pasture and we move on and get or something, we'll put a radiator in it and come play with you guys.
Yeah, there you go, dude. Yeah. Man, and what I would recommend too for you or for anybody that's like just getting started in the drag and drive community is like, dude, just bring like a stock 2010 Camaro or something. Like bring a car that you know you're not going to have to work on, and that will for sure make it through the week, so that you can just get through and you can see exactly how much work it takes to get this stuff done. And so that way you can come when you bring the fast car, you know exactly what to bring and you know exactly what can happen. Routes, you get a ton of stuff figured out just by bringing just a normal car that you can for sure make it through the week. You don't have to work on it.
Yeah.
And you can get a game plan down for when you bring a fast car.
Just kind of like...
I want to do that drag and drive stuff, but it would have to have AC for me to do it. I don't want to be at
it's too hot, man.
Yeah.
This is the guy that puts on his helmet and he's like, "Whoo, man, it's hot. I don't know about this. I don't know if don't want to wear the helmet." And like,
yeah, give me in and out of the car.
I get it. I'm getting tech issues here. Nope. So, one thing I wanted to talk to you about, what kind of oil do you run?
We run Maxima oil and all our stuff.
Yeah.
So my car, I run Maxima 2050, and my dad's car we run a straight 70 weight from Maxima.
Yeah, that's good. Like that's good stuff. I think we were going to work with them at one time, but that was before we eventually found out about JR1. That's what we use, and they're kind of who help us out and stuff, and we love their stuff. Like it. He told us a story, and what really sold us was he. I think I told you this at PRI, but he went and he had a guy run his whole event. It was like a Top Sportsman dragster or whatever. He ran his whole event with no oil pump. It broke, like the little gear inside, and he lost it in the first lap or whatever, right? Well, the oil was so tacky in the way it stuck to everything that he ran the whole event and he didn't like hurt one bearing at all. He found out after the event he broke his fuel pump or oil pump. Like,
Dang.
It was crazy stuff. So
that's a testimony, man. And I think like what we just did out there is a testimony too. Like I wish he's probably putting it back together right now.
Yeah.
But I wish I could show you guys like a rod bearing or something, because like the rod bearings, I mean, yeah, they're toast, but
yeah,
for making a full pass at 50 pounds of boost with no oil pressure, like they look good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're running big block too, right?
Yeah, well, that's SMX, but
SMX. Yeah. Talk about that. I want to get that kind of on here and kind of teach everybody about those.
Yeah, so the SMX is a fully water jacketed block and head, dry deck, no water passes through the deck, 840 bore space engine that we designed and make in-house, machine in-house from a solid block of aluminum. And we make them in a 525, a 540, and a 572. So, but I mean, I don't know, what exactly do you want the rundown on?
Just kind of the gist on like the application. Like, where would they be best? Like, do you see that stuff over there, like U.S. Nationals, or do you see that drag and drive, or just everywhere? Like, people want to make power.
You can run it anywhere you want to make power, realistically.
Yeah.
The issue is that, and the issue that's kind of keeping us out of like the radio racing market and some of the pro mod market, is that our engine is about 20 pounds heavier than an Alan Johnson unit.
Yeah.
Right. Just because it's got more material. It's got more material in the mains, more material in the cylinder area. It's got more material in the combustion chamber area. It just ends up being a heavier unit, and people they hear that it's heavier than an Alan Johnson motor, and they get a little bit scared. Well, but I mean, realistically, you can run this engine anywhere, and it will make more power than an Alan Johnson motor will make.
Right. Like 5-ish, 5,500 more?
Yeah. I mean, we've made 4,200 at the hubs on 55 pounds of boost with my dad's car. It's 4,200 at the hubs. I mean, if you extrapolate that out for drivetrain losses, we're at 5,000 at 50 pounds of boost.
So, like, what are like the piston rods and internals and stuff you guys try to use in your engines?
So we use our own custom designed piston that my dad designed with the help of Diamond.
Oh yeah.
And then it's just a standard Hemi rod. So we use R&R connecting rods, but we also work with MGP, GRP as well.
Right.
Crankshaft is really nothing super special. I mean, it's just a Bryant Billet crank, the same one that everybody uses in all their Alan Johnson stuff. But so the crankshaft, the bottom end and the rotating assembly is all stuff that you can put directly into an Alan Johnson unit. Top end stuff it's kind of proprietary to us.
Yeah.
The top end stuff, but it's 481X bottom end based, slightly different just because of the pistons that we use. But
right. So you work with Manton and stuff too, because we run CP rods, and we work with like Ross and different. So that's like we run in our Hemi and stuff. That's the Brad, which. You're using your competitor. I know it's bad. No. We use CP products too, just not on SMX stuff. We use it on other stuff. I don't know about rod length, but we probably use the same rod because it's probably Hemi.
Probably.
Rod, like she said.
Yeah, probably the same rod, basically. Yeah. I mean.
So you run like, man, you got like a conglomerate of different stuff going on with that SMX block, which is like a lot of the good. Like you took all the good stuff from all the different blocks and made your own, and then it's like
Facebook.
I know that's what I'm noticing.
They got mad at us.
Huh?
So they got mad at us.
Who does a lot of the maintenance at the track? Is that you or your dad, or you kind of bounce back and forth?
Oh, we bounce back and forth. It's kind of a balancing act between all of us that are involved, and I mean, maintenance is shared.
There's not like a designated bottom guy.
Yeah, not really. I mean, we kind of wing it.
My brother and my dad, they're the top end guys, and I'm the diver, the one that gets all grody and oily.
Oh yeah, you're the one that's got to lay on the ground because you're the driver.
Yep. It's not bad. I'm the one that's like covering oil with my elbows and stuff, and they're up there with their surgical gloves, looking all pretty. They're like, "Oh, we get the hard part," and I'm like, "Man, I'm covering oil down my elbows, man." That's the only one.
Yeah, you got to basically take a shower before you hop in.
Huh?
But you basically got to take a shower before you hop in, man.
Oh, like can of brake clean. I'm over there taking a shower behind the trailer, and they're like, "What are you doing? That's bad for you." And I'm like, "Oil's bad for you too."
Yeah, dude. Hey, you know what they say, man? Brake clean is just like Axe body spray, dude. All right, it's shower in a can.
Yeah,
shower in a can. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I don't know what happened with Facebook. That kind of sucks. Man, we overloaded the server. We were getting too many people on here.
Breaking the internet.
Breaking the internet. What do you got going on here? Yeah, the SMX stuff. I know you showed me a head there at PRI.
Yeah, we had a head on display in their booth there.
That was pretty slick. You said that was you have a solid though. It's like your light. A little contradicting.
Yeah. So we can talk about that real quick too. So the SMX solid is basically everything that everybody wants out of the SMX that we can't do because of the water jacketing. So we cut all that crap out. We've made it basically just a shrunk down version of the SMX. Still the same bore spacing, still the same valve train geometry, same bottom end. The only difference is we just eliminated all the water pass. It just made it solid. So even that engine, we're just getting ready to get started on the very first one that we're doing. And we're going to weigh it once we actually get it 100% assembled so we can compare it to the Alan Johnson unit. But we're figuring we'll probably be about the same weight, maybe even a little bit lighter would be really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of like what's holding you back for all the guys that are like, Hemi guys, Alan or Brad or whatever, is just the weight. Because it seems like you guys have the engine that's perfect for the application. It's just, I don't know, people are scared. Which weight, I guess, is like a big deal. How much did you say what the difference was?
It's about 40 pounds. Well, about 20 to 30.
Yes. Yeah, that's not. I mean, that's a little bit, but like you said, you're gonna lean it up. So.
Yeah.
I do want to touch before we maybe break off here is the supercar you guys did.
The what now? Sorry.
The supercar.
Oh the Devel 16. Everybody wants to know about the Devel 16.
Yes.
So. Yeah, shoot, dude. That was like back in 2015 is when Sheikh Mohammed over there in Dubai, who is the owner, sole proprietor of the Devel company or whatever over there in Dubai.
Okay.
He had got a hold of my dad and was like, and my dad thought it was a scam call at first or something because like in a foreign accent from Dubai is like, yeah, I want you to build a V16 for, my hypercar, and like, yeah, right, buddy. No, he's legit. So he ended up flying out. My dad and one of my dad's guys that was doing a lot of the upfront work as far as quoting and estimating. So this 2015, 2016, keep in mind I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
So this was a little bit before when I was involved with things as much. But he flew my dad and one of my dad's guys out to Dubai, showed him around, showed him exactly what the project is going to be, and they ended up sealing the deal on it. we finished an engine a year and a half, 2 years or so later, and we made 5,000 horsepower with it, just like we contractually were obligated to do. We shipped the engine out to him, the first prototype for him to put in the car and figure out the drivetrain on everything. And then he kind of fell off the map for, probably 4 or 5 years, where he was all just doing a bunch of promo work. Like, he was working with like Snoop Dogg and like Drake and all these guys. And he got the Develop 16. If you actually look back, dang, I can't remember what the name of the video is. It's one of Drake's top songs, but like on a Drake music video, there is a Develop 16 in the background because the Sheikh Mohammed wanted him to have it in one of his music videos. But and then recently they just got a hold of my dad again here this past year to maybe do some more work on their truck. So they have a truck version that's like a 6x6 Hummer type deal that also uses the same engine.
Really?
So he was interested in having another one built for that, and then maybe some other stuff that I can't really talk about. But it's kind of wishy-washy, with the oil money and everything. Like, these guys, they can afford to go scrap $1 million car. Like, they have $1 million into something and go scrap it tomorrow. They don't care.
Yeah,
I'm showing the people.
It's a little bit weird.
Right now.
Yeah, there you go. It's a little bit weird, but they definitely have the money and the resources to do it. It's just a matter of making the dots connect, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing this car. It was probably 16, 17, about when was that video that lady does? She does exotic cars.
Oh yeah, Supercar Blonde. I think she did a video on it like 2017, 2018, maybe even.
That's about when I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up another picture of it right here. Kind of from the back there. Yeah, I remember seeing this car and I was like, man, that is a crazy looking car. I thought it was like, so he like makes these in production and sells them.
That's the goal. I don't know how many that are produced. I don't know how many models there are. I can tell you how many engines there are, and there's one engine.
Yeah.
And they have what if it's in the car or not. I have no idea if it's. I don't really know what's going on over there, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, it's been a while. He said.
Communications are just not really there.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with those guys over there.
Yeah, they got that, now and when kind of, money. Ain't like us over here. We're just broke rednecks,
Yeah, buddy, man. If I put $100 into something, I better see the ROI on that. $100, dude. That's like a lot of money.
Letting it quiver, and we're like, man, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, like I knew that was a big accomplishment for your guys' shop and something you guys are pretty happy and proud about. I know the wagon's pretty big for you guys, and it's pretty big on social media and kind of is what a lot of people probably know you by. Is there any like big things too that no one really would know that's like big accomplishments you guys have hit that you're just like?
I mean, as far as big accomplishments, we got to throw in like Tom Bailey's car.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the most winning drag week car ever, the first and only one to go 5s in competition.
Yeah.
What else is there? We got a bunch of other stuff, but I mean, that's really what we're focusing on, and that's where our niche is the drag and drive stuff. So
that's a good niche.
That's where we're at on that. And,
no one really fills that void. It seems like you kind of guys are like you're hitting a market that's really big, actually.
Yeah, and there's not really a ton of drag and drive engine builders. That's for sure.
Now, do you see a lot of like the typical engine? It seems like anywhere you go, is like the LS with turbos. Is that like the big drag and drive engine?
Yeah. So even with like the fast guys that are running like 650s, 660s, 670s, like in that range, like a lot of the Swedish guys that have been coming over recently to come do drag and drive stuff, like they all use like a 427 base deal, like an LSR block or a Dart block. just a conventional head LS deal that they just lean on it really hard. That's a really popular setup in even like the top of the line cars all the way down to like an 850 index class car. Like they run turbo LS stuff is super popular. Turbo big block stuff is super popular. There's quite a few guys running single and twin turbo big block stuff. What else is there? There's a few 2JZs out here too, man. Especially right now. Like the guys from Real Street, they're just on the road from here basically. Like Real Street brought their car here. There's I know Damon Elf with his 2JZ car. He's gonna be here. There's a few 2J guys too.
That is some of the coolest stuff that I've ever seen. Like, and I want to see it in person. You know, those people that go to World Cup with 2Js.
Man, yeah, that's so gnarly. The horsepower per cylinder thing is insane, and they're spooling that big old turbo with that little baby engine, man.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. They're gnarly.
One of them at PRI. One of their engines was sitting over there in whoever's booth, and we were just sitting there looking at it. We're like, that's nice. Like that's cool, you know. I mean, we don't see that stuff because it's normal for us to see V8 Hemis and stuff. That's all we see in the racing we do. But to see those 2Js and 4-cylinder stuff, it's like just as nice as any Brad. You know, it's like woo, that's crazy. They got the same money in them.
Pretty much.
Man, you got half the cylinders.
Yep.
That's crazy. I know. Like, you don't have any big guys running out there. Like, they're all the big dog stuff, you know. How many big guys is there? Like, big dogs like your dad and Tom Bailey.
Oh, man. It seems like there's more every year, dude. They come from overseas to come do this stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, none of the Swedish guys are here this year, I don't think. Maybe Stefan. I'd have to think on that. So, like, top of the line big dogs, like, and I would consider, like, top of the line guys, your front runners really are running, like, 670s and lower. If you can crack a 6, depending on what class you're in, you could probably take the win. But for the most part, like, if you're not running 650s, like, get out of here. You're like 10th back. Man, I didn't think about that. There's probably like 10 guys. Really? 10 guys that are going to be running in the 6s.
That's a RVW engine right there, isn't it, Colt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. Well, I mean, it's like they're full blown pro mods. They're not.
Oh yeah.
They're pro mods that are street, not street cars that are pro mods.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting too because Jeff Lutz, who is literally directly behind us, pitted adjacent to us, he's going to be running that car, and man, I would be really impressed if I could see. He had said that he wanted to do 5s every day coming up this week. Man, he's just running a conventional headed big block in that thing.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to be, to be honest, I'll be really impressed if he does that with a big block versus a 481X or, a Hemi or something.
Yeah, more power to you, buddy.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but I think he's got the chassis, though, and he's got the car to the point where, like, he could probably put down, like, a 398 and maybe a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big. Well, I know you had the Viper that he went and ran the radial stuff. And what was he running radials? When he was over at the stuff?
Shoot, I don't even remember. I can look it up real quick. Well, Ned Dunphy is another big drag and drive guy that we've been working with, and that car's got a ton of potential. Like, he's one of the actual few that I think can do 5s as well as Tom and Jeff Lutz.
Right.
I see he ran like No Mercy or Lights Out or one of them.
Yeah, he runs everything with that car, man. Like, he does the drag and drive stuff. He does, the radio racing. Who knows what he's going to do this next year?
Yeah, it's a slick car. I was funny because I went and I saw it on Instagram or wherever, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I sent it to Nick. And Nick's like, yeah, Kyle built the engine in that car. I was like, what? It's like, oh, small world.
Yeah. So, okay, here we go. So Ned's going like 380s, 390s to the 8th.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, and a heavy car too, man. That's another thing to keep in mind. all these drag and drive cars are like ridiculously heavy. So
Yeah. What so you said your bad dogs out there run 6, 10, 6, what, 20s you said and all that? 6 to 70s, 670s.
yeah, anywhere from 620s to 670s would be a top of the class competitor.
Right.
Especially when we're talking about like it's not like top ET. Yeah. We're averaging over 5 days.
Yeah.
And like if you have a bad day and you can only make like a 690 or something, well, guess what? You're out. Like it's you're competing. The averages are going to be that tight, especially this year.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I know. What would that calculate to 8th mile?
Most of these guys are actually really slow in the 8th mile. Like a lot of these guys are not cracking 3s.
Really?
Like
what?
Probably
420s, 450s?
Like 420s. 420s. Yeah. My dad is like 420s. Alex Taylor is like 420s to the 8th. Stefan, who's another really fast car with like a burgundy color Corvette, he's like 420s, 14s.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of these cars, they just back half so hard because it's hard to make it up in the front half.
Weight. Because
the cars, like I said, it's all just weight. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I know. So, did you see? We were talking about earlier. That new record that got set earlier in Bradenton right now.
Turbo Todd, man. Turbo Todd. Tearing it up.
That was crazy. That thing was out there like a sewing machine, just like, that's about what, 50,000 RPM sounds like, just for your information.
Yeah, that thing was screaming out the back door for sure. He's pouring the coals to it, I guarantee you.
Well,
what was it, 514 at 273 or something?
Yeah, 514, 273, man. That's nuts.
That's in the quarters.
And
the 8th mile on that was
340 something.
It was like 345?
340 something, yeah, 345 or something like that. Crazy.
I don't even know what the mile per hour was on it.
Yeah, I know. I can probably find it real quick, but like
I have the video I could pull up here just to show everybody because this was insane. Like I couldn't imagine doing it. I want to do it so bad.
345 at 233.
Yeah, and that 60 foot though, man, a 939 60 foot in a turbo car is insane. So anything sub 1 second in a turbo car is
ugh.
All right, I'll pull it up right here and show everybody.
Yeah, let's see here. So 241 to 330, nuts.
Still learning this stuff, man. I'm not a podcaster. I'm a drag racer, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not a techie guy. I mean, I know how to, like, punch numbers on a laptop, but past that, I'm like, I don't know. I barely
know how to do that.
Right?
You just know the up arrow. That's all you need to know.
That's all I need to know.
Up arrow, man. The shout out to Peter Harrell.
So I go and I put black tape over the down arrow, so I don't even know where it's at on the keyboard,
We only go up over here, man.
Yeah.
Slow? I don't go slower. Faster. I'm trying to get the audio on it. I don't know why the audio is not playing on it. Screen. I'll take everybody to another screen and I'll be right back. We're still here. I'm trying to get this video to you guys to show you because it's crazy. Hopefully the video. She's tail wagging out there. Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess it was working fine. My guy on the inside said it was working fine. My bad. Yeah, it was like... It wasn't even tail wagging that bad. It was just kind of going out there and rolling out there. But, like, me as a radio guy, I'm going like, whoa, that thing was all over the place.
Yeah. No, that was a good looking pass, really, man. I mean...
I think
I mean, it sounded like it was on the traction control for like the first 330 feet or so. But I mean, shoot, dude. Yeah, it's insane.
That's the goal.
The race to 5.0s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's coming faster than we think. I think it'll happen. Like,
Oh, it can happen.
I'm talking
5 teens is not far.
Well, I think in the 8th mile world, it'll probably be. We'll be going 320s before you know it. I know it. Eventually, we're going to hit a limit to where like something just can't hold together, like the tire itself. They don't make rubber that like can go 400 miles an hour. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy to think that we were talking earlier when we saw that, Colton and I, that man, that chassis after this weekend is going to have so many micro cracks over it. That sucker going to be like limping home. He's like, man, we need a new car after this race.
It's going to be like the top fuel stuff where it's like, you know, they replace a chassis, like a complete chassis every, I don't know how often, like a couple seasons or whatever, a season.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing. It has to be.
I know even
when you're finding the strength of the material, and then
I know like, so it's probably one, you know, they get a new car maybe a season, half a season in, and they'll like dump it to some guy and he'll pick it up and he'll run it. But like those big teams, they won't keep it around. But I know pro mods and stuff, the guys that got the money, they'll new car every season. And that car is going to be about half a season car because the way they're running it, no mercy. That car going to be on its last leg, and they're going to be like, no more of that.
Yep, it broke. It probably needs a refresh after that pass.
They'll be like, yeah, if they don't refresh it halfway through the season, they'll be like, man, this car keeps going left and right, and I don't know what's going on. I've checked all the, you know, it's like, man, I think your bars are just like noodles in there.
Pretty much.
We haven't even started racing yet, and they're already breaking records.
Yeah, no joke. Imagine.
Yeah.
Halfway through the season, like, oh, another record broke. That'll be a fortune, you know, 320.
Yeah.
What was it? I do have to say though, like that's really fast, especially for like pro mod and all that. But that happened. I know Duck posted it up. That the Galakar, he did that like in competition. I think he did that. He ran a 45, and like lights out or something. No, something like that. It's like it's been done before.
Like that, yeah. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's been done before. It's not in the pro mod world, so you know they got people hyped up about that stuff.
Oh yeah, the big tire boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely something I want to touch on and talk about because it was pretty crazy and it's pretty current right now. It'll probably be, you know, this episode will be old by the time, you know, tomorrow, because Colt and I were saying, oh, it's gonna break it tomorrow, so this will be old, you know, not current news no more.
Right.
So
yeah,
I touch on that, but no, I know funny. You got to get back and you got to, you know, start fixing stuff and doing the rat race, trying to win. We all know in the drag racing world, so we'll cut it off here and in the stream or the podcast, I guess, stream podcast, and we'll catch you another time and we'll get you back on for that post race.
All right, cool. How far did we make it?
How long? 15?
Like an hour.
Like an hour? That's pretty good. It went by fast.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, good time, man.
Shop,
absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. Well, I'll let you go. We'll cut out of here and let us know how you do. We'll stay linked up and Snapchat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, send me how you guys do. We'll keep up to date.
Yeah, absolutely. See you guys later.
Anything else you wanna add?
I don't know, man. Like, subscribe, plug your own pages, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
You can follow me at Motorsport Kyle on Instagram, Kyle Morris on Facebook, Steve Morris Engines on YouTube.
There you go. There you go. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, sir. So. Absolutely. All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right.
We'll see you.
Yep.
There we go. This is officially our first podcast. I think it went well.
Yeah, that was good.
It was good. Not bad. For everybody out there watching, we'll get better. This is our first one. I'm still learning all the stuff, so Just want to thank everybody that tuned in, is helping support us. That means a lot to us. More than you know, for sure. We'll definitely, like I said, get better and make this, more enjoyable and a lot funner, more knowledgeable, because that's what, I want this to be about, is teaching everybody kind of what we do, giving them an insight and kind of the different people that we know in the industry. So if you have anything that you can comment, letting us know how we can get better, do better, go ahead and put that in the comments, or, send it to me, DM or whatever. I don't care. I just wanted this to be a better deal for everybody. So it's cool, and I appreciate everybody on here, and we'll catch you on the next one. So see you later.
See you.